Conditional formatting in Excel is a powerful tool for visually communicating important data and doing it in a very automated way based off of triggers and then therefore having some actions in formatting as a result. So let's go ahead and take a look at one example. So you'll notice here that all the instances of the word West inside of my region column are highlighted in pink and red. So if I were to change this from East to West, you'll notice how it automatically now changes. If I go from West to East, notice how it loses its formatting. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this is done within departments. So the first thing you want to do is highlight all your data. Go over to here to your conditional formatting option within the Home tab, and then you'll see you have a number of different options for us to work with. So if you choose highlighting cells rules, you're going to see there's a number of conditional options of greater than, less than, between, also for text, for dates, and even duplicate values. Let's go ahead and just see one for text that contains, because I want to make all my salespeople show up in green. So I choose that, and then very simply, here is my condition, and then here is my formatting. And then from here, you'll notice how we have a bunch of presets. You can see here I can do yellow, green, light red, even a custom format. I'm going to go ahead and just do green fill, click OK, and just like that, everything gets formatted accordingly. Now let's go ahead and do one for numbers. I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything here. And in this case, I want to show everything that's higher than 100,000. So now you go over to here to conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, and then again, you'll see here is greater than. Now, it should be noted that we also have top-bottom rules here for top X% or items, or bottom as well as average. You don't have to do the formulas or calculations. Excel does it for us. Let's go back over here to highlight cells rules. I'm going to say greater than, and then very simply type out 100,000. And now you can see it lights up just like that. But this time I'm going to do a custom format. It takes me to my Format Cells dialog box. And in this case, I'm going to do a fill of, let's just say, a nice light purple. And I'm also going to bold. Just like that, I am good to go. And now I'm going to have a fill of purple, and it's all going to be bold just like that. Now, if you ever want to change any of these formats and any of these rules, you can go over here to Conditional Formatting and then Manage Rules. Likewise, if you wanted to clear any of the rules, you can clear them just right from here. Let's go ahead and see. If I go to Manage Rules, you'll see here is my rule that I just created. And if I wanted to edit that, very simply, I can just choose Edit Rule. So for example, let's say I wanted to make this have white font in the middle of it, and only for ones that are 150,000 or higher. So I'm going to go over here to Edit Rule. And now from here, I'm just going to change this to 150,000 and change my format to a font of what color? White. Now I click OK again, and then if I want to just get a preview of it, I can just hit apply. I can see what it's going to look like, and now everybody who's over 150,000 now gets that color. So that's the basics of conditional formatting. Let's go ahead and do some more advanced, possibly more interesting options. Let's go over to here to CF icons. So what I'm going to do is I want to have icons or even color bars associated with my numbers here. So the first thing I'm going to do a little bit of a trick where I'm going to take all of these sales numbers and I'm going to essentially link them. So very simply, I'm just going to tap on the equal sign and then click. So therefore now I have a duplicate or clone number of this. And then very simply in my lower right of my cell, I'm just going to go ahead and double click, and now I have that activated. And you're going to see why I'm doing that in just a second. Now let's go ahead and apply a variety of different types of conditional formatting. I say conditional formatting, and then you'll see here I have data bars, color bars, as well as icon sets. So when I say color bars, just watch as I hover over these. You'll see how I get these little mini bars to show exactly where things are within the spectrum or the curve of these numbers. So you can see here the lower numbers have a smaller bar and the bigger numbers have a bigger bar. If I go over here to color scales, you'll notice that certain colors are going to be on the lower side for the numbers, and then the higher numbers are going to have, say, green in this example. So you can basically pick and choose whatever ones you want. So that's pretty cool. Great. I can choose any one. And if you want to even go deeper, you can go over here to more rules. Now let's go ahead and check out these icon sets. So very simply now, I can just hover my mouse over these, and you're going to see how I can get all kinds of really, really interesting graphical ways to communicate where these numbers fall on a curve. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose this really simple one here, and you can see all these icons show up representing where these numbers fall on the curve. So the highest numbers are green, the lowest numbers are red. Now, here's what's really great is that let's say I wanted to have a little mix and match of all these icons. So we go back to conditional formatting. I'm going to go down here to manage rules. And then once again, I'm going to edit this rule. And you're going to see that this dialog box has a lot of options for me. First set of options here you're going to see is my icon sets right there. That's beautiful. And then you'll also notice how all my icon sets are determined based off of where they fall within the curve. Essentially, this is broken out into thirds, 33, 33, and 33. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now just replace this green with an up arrow, and I'm going to replace this red with an X. So I have all the control in the world to have different kinds of creative ways I want to do this. And of course I can change these numbers because maybe you have certain ones that are top heavy and you want them represented. And also note you can do number, percent, percentile, etc. But I'm pretty happy with this. But now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to say only show the icons because I don't really want these numbers, but I do want all of these numbers represented with these icons here. So if I say show icons only, I click OK again, you'll notice here all my icons have changed and now these are linked up to these icons here. So if I change the sales of store 100 to let's just say 22,000, I hit enter, notice how that automatically changes. And if this was an outlier, it would change a lot of these because they're all connected to the same set of data. Beautiful. So really a lot of creative ways to, again, visually demonstrate the power and significance of these numbers. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one. Let's go ahead and do a quick one on blanks within conditional formatting. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight all my data here, and my goal is to really just show the blanks. That's going to be very important for me to make sure I don't miss any blank data sets or any cells. So let's go ahead and go to conditional formatting, and this time you'll note that there is nothing for blanks here. So what I have to do is go to this new rule dialog box. And then from here, I'm going to go to format only cells that contain. And then down below, I have this edit the rule description. And you'll see here, there's a lot of specifics that we've already seen on the main ribbon. But from here, I'm just going to very simply choose blanks. Well, you can say no blanks, errors, lots you can choose from here. I'm going to say blanks. And then from here, very simply now, I'm going to change it to this red fill so I can't miss it. Click OK. And just like that, everything that is blank comes in red. So if I highlight all these and then delete them, they automatically go red. This one gets a number back and it loses its red. Really cool, very powerful, very helpful, and also very simple. Now let's go ahead and take a look at another one. This is one of my favorites. So notice here I have a checkbox. Notice here I have a set of to-do list items for my project management project. So what I want to have happen is that every time somebody clicks on one of these checkboxes, you can see here, see that? I want it to actually automatically do a strike through and also have a color. Now I also want you to notice that when I hover over it, it says false, right? And then if I hover over it again, it says true. That's going to be very important in just a minute. So my goal is to make it so whenever somebody clicks on it, it actually looks like it's been crossed out and it's been complete. So the first thing we want to do is highlight everything, right? So all my data right there, go to conditional formatting, and then once again, new rule. And then from here this time, we're going to say use a formula to determine which cells to format. Now it's not really a formula, but this is how Excel reads it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click inside where it says format values where this formula is true. And then I'm just going to say equal sign. And now I have to say whenever this equals true, just like that, then I want the format to happen. But there's one little trick you have to remember is that this comes in as an absolute reference. Well, because I highlighted everything here, I don't want it to just stick down for just A2. I want it to go from A2 all the way down to A11. So what I need to do is make this into sort of a quasi-absolute reference. Half absolute reference and half relative reference. So there's a nice keyboard shortcut of F4 to be able to do that. And all I want to do now is make A, right? I want to make that the absolute reference just for the column, but the 2, I want that to be relative so then it spills down. I don't want it to actually go A, B, C. That's why I make that absolute. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Format. And then 2 things I want to do here. Number 1, I want to make it so there's a strike through, so it looks like it's been crossed off the list. And then for fill, just go do a nice little, let's do a nice little color green here. All right, good. And now I click OK. Let's go ahead and study that. A2 equals true, meaning that it's been clicked. Beautiful. I click OK. And now let's go ahead and test it out. So I click on my little checkbox there, and then boom, just like that, everything gets crossed out and green. Wow, how powerful and gratifying is that? Check these off my checklist, and just like that. And in case you're wondering how I got these checkboxes, you can always just highlight all the cells you want them to be in, and then just go to Insert and then Checkbox. Let's go ahead and do a couple of more here. Now, let's say I want it to be conditioned based off of another cell. We're going to use another formula to say, hey, listen, every time something reaches this target, let's go ahead and make it so it's a certain color. So I'm going to highlight all the data I want to work with, and then very simply go over to here to Home, Conditional Formatting, New Rule, and then once again, I'm going to use a formula. And then what's my formula? Well, essentially, if this is greater than this, right, then assign the format to it. But there's one trick, once again, you might guess it. It's because this B5 needs to be one of those quasi-absolute references. I'm just going to go ahead and tap on F4 a couple of times. So just the B is now locked in, and then the 5 can then spill down as a relative reference. Beautiful. And then B1, we want that to stay in place because that is an absolute reference to stay right there. So let's go ahead and click on Format. And then all I wanted to do is let's just maybe do a light blue color. Beautiful. Click OK, and now magically, just like that, everything that has met the goal of 2,500 now is blue. Let's go ahead and test that out. Let's go ahead and make February go to 3,000. And just like that, that turns blue. Now, likewise, if this 2,500 now becomes our monthly target of, let's just say, 2,000, notice how a lot of them change. So it is dynamic. Now, the last thing we're going to do is make it so the entire row can now get changed. Because right now, it's only going to be these cells in this column, but I want it to be the entire row. So let's go ahead and look at CF row for right now. And then we're going to say that every time somebody is in building 1, 2, or 3, the whole row, based off that condition, then changes. So again, I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. So let's go ahead and highlight all our data. And then once again, I'm going to go over to here to Conditional Formatting, New Rule, and then use a formula. Okay, now, what is my condition? Well, if whatever is inside of column G is equal to, and in this case, I have to put it into quotes. I'm going to say building 1, end quote. And now let's go ahead and put in my format. And now I'm going to make it so it's going to be a nice little light pink color there. Beautiful. And then if you wanted to, by the way, you could also do patterns. You can do all kinds of other formatting, including number formatting. I'm going to click OK. And now, wait a second. I forgot to do my absolute reference change. So then I'm just going to tap on F4. I'm going to make it once again the same exact thing where it stays in column G, but row 6, 7, and 8, those are all going to be based off of the relative reference I've started off with. So I click OK, and now just like that, beautifully, it's now going to be based off of building 1, everything gets highlighted. Now let's really kind of break this down why this happened. So let's go back to our manage rules. And I want you to understand possibly the most important part is that it applies to all of this data. And that's why all the cells in the row got formatted, because it's going A6 all the way to I42. And then of course we have what we discussed already. Okay, now let's go ahead and say I want to do building 2 and building 3. Well, you know what? I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to go ahead now and duplicate this rule. And now all I need to do is just edit the rule and just say instead, building 2, click on Format, and let's go ahead and do a light green this time. Beautiful. And then click OK. And now one more time, I'll go ahead and duplicate this rule and then edit it. And I'm going to make this building 3. And now let's do a different color. Let's go ahead and do this nice little orange color. Click OK. And now let's go ahead and see what happens when I hit apply. Everybody's represented. So I click OK. And now let's go ahead and change someone from building 2 to building 3. And now let's see what happens. Automatically, everybody gets changed to that orange. Let's go ahead and change building 2 to building 1. And now it changes to red. So pretty neat stuff, very valuable, especially if you're collaborating with people and you want all of your visualizations to happen automatically. I've given you several different examples and approaches on how to accomplish conditional formatting on every level.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.